Hey everyone, sorry about that. So we are going to do take two. So what we're going to do is we're going to do an open up, and it's not shit. Okay, guys, I'll try to get through as much as possible, but if internet acts up, whoever I don't get to, I will end up refunding. So we're back. All right, so let me check PayPal real quick, see who's on the list so far, and we'll try to get through this. Oh, okay, so we have quite a few. All right. So we have Heather, who's first, Christina, Jamie, and Kara. All right. Well, just I really want to do a quick general message. We're not going to go into too much detail, just so in case I really want to try and get to these mini readings. So let's go ahead and do our opening prayer. Everyone take a nice big deep breath with me. Dear Spirit of Love and Light, angels, archangels, ascended masters, ancestors, spirit guides, my higher self, and all of my divine beings, I call upon you now. I ask that you clear my energy, mind, body, and soul of any energy that does not belong to me or is not for my highest good. Allow me to be a clear vessel and voice for your divine grace, allowing me to absorb your light and your wisdom so that your messages may flow naturally through me. Allow me to see with all-knowing eyes, to hear without distraction, and communicate your messages as you wish them to be perceived. Love and light, come to me. I thank you for all the beautiful souls that you have led to this video tonight and giving these beautiful souls the messages that they need. Thank you for guiding us all together and allowing us to share in your energy. I ask that you share your divine rainbow warrior light around me and all my viewers to create a sacred space for us to receive your messages today. I thank you for all of your love, your wisdom, your encouragement, your abundance, your miracles, your blessings, and all of the support and the trust that you have in us to do our individual service to make this world a better place. Amen. All right. So we're just going to pull one card from the Sacred Rebels Oracle. What does the collective need to hear most today? What up, Brooke? What up, girl? Hey, Kelly. Diana's in the house. Welcome, welcome, everybody. All right. Spirit, what do we have for this tribe, please? What are we collectively going through? So seeing the true you, releasing allegiances, shock of the new, and legacy of light, with restore and replenish on the bottom. So this definitely goes into what I was talking about earlier. Like, a lot of us are going through this transformational phase where we are learning, we are absorbing, we are gaining information, we are gaining knowledge, and we are changing things up to bring in this new into our lives. And we have to let this time, like, really let ourselves have that space and that time to integrate what we are absorbing, right? So All these things are being reflected back to you so that you can see the truth of who you are. Everything that is triggering you, everything that is making you feel like you are alive, all of that is being mirrored back to you. So think of your closest friends, the ones that you see doing the damn thing. You love how strong and enthusiastic you are. All of that is mirrored back to you. You have that same capability. The same things that you are seeing within other people that might, really trigger you. Maybe you feel like you're not being heard, right? Are you actually listening? Like, these are the things that are being brought to your attention. Maybe we need to listen a little more. Maybe we need to be a little less judgmental. Maybe we need to be a little more compassionate. Maybe we need to hold more space, not only for self, but for others. Hey, Christian. So all of these things are being brought up so that you can see the truth of the situation. Maybe where things have been a little melancholy in your life, and Spirit's asking you to spice things up and to be a little more gentle with yourself and having fun, right? I also feel like there's some sort of completion that's happening when it comes to people who you either considered allies or things that you have been linked up to for a long period of time that has come to an end, right? Whether that's a belief system, like a coping mechanism, whether that is, people within your workplace or people within your home life. It could even be certain things that you promised yourself, like, I will never allow someone to do this to me again, but it also kept you like fucking blocked, right? All of this is like with this, I'm getting like a tower moment, shock of the new. So certain things that are coming to a close is bringing in a new wave of energy, one with more life, more color, more sound, more clarity, more truth. Her throat chakra is lit up. Okay. And this, it all has to do with the legacy. So think about what I was talking about earlier when it comes to our ancestral line, things that, because, okay, we talk about past lives. That is, so we call it the point of entry, and it's because there is residual energy that is tied into your DNA that is carried over lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. And so not only everything that you have picked up from your ancestral line in this life, but also past. All of these things are coming up to the surface so that you can gain the ancestral wisdom instead of the ancestral fear. Because let's face it, most of our family lines have been going through major trauma, major heartbreak, major like unhealthy coping mechanisms. So it's like time to change that pattern and use that for the benefit of your own knowledge to succeed in life. Okay. So I want to read the Legacy of Light real quick, and then we'll move on. So, okay. So this says, you are being asked to honor the legacy of light that is your sacred birthright. Take nourishment and support from those that have come before you. Your ancestrals line not only in blood, but also in spirit. Perhaps these are the beings that have inspired and motivated you to live as a sacred rebel from your heart and with belief in yourself. The more you are nourished by this legacy of light from your past, the more you will become a bearer of the legacy for those that will be supported by your light in the future. This is a sacred endowment from the great universal source of light to humanity. It is the light of wisdom, creativity, radical courage, love, and respect that is passed down from the heart of each generation to the next. The legacy of light is your spiritual birthright to refine and shine your essence into the world. Be like the sun, radiant and unapologetic of your nature. So like really ask yourself, how am I showing up as light? How am I being in service, not only to myself, but to others? How am I making the difference? Okay. So that is, instead of going around pointing fingers and like all of this is happening to me, ask yourself, what can I do to be the difference? And that can be just walking out your door with a smile on your face. It can be making someone laugh for the first time today. It can be that listening ear, that safe space for someone to uh, need to gain that comfort that they're not receiving elsewhere. Like all these things that you can do to show up as a more positive being on this planet is going to change the energetic frequency all around us. The more you start to feel, the more you start to believe you are a miracle, you were born of light, the more you are going to see that around you. We know this. Okay. So that's what I have as your collective message. Okay. Um, so, all right, guys. Let's see. Okay. We have Kara and then Cynthia. And then Laura. Okay. So, Heather, you were up first, my dear. And we'll see how it goes. All right. So, Heather, how does Jay currently feel about me? How do we transition our relationship? And will he make a move soon? Those are a lot of questions. Okay. Okay. I will see what I can get. Okay, I'm just gonna pull a card for each one instead of going too in depth since there's 3 questions. Okay, so getting to know each other. How does he feel about you? So how do we transition our relationship? This feels a little more confusing. Feels jumbled. Okay. How can Heather and Jay transition their relationship? Okay. And will he make a move soon? Okay. How does Jay currently feel about Heather? Okay. I'm about to say, why are these all flipped around? Okay, one thing that I am hearing is do not rush the process. Okay. How do they transition? Okay, there's a few things I want to touch on here. I feel there's a lot of like preconceived expectations. Okay. So when it comes to how does Jay feel about you right now, we have getting to know each other. Okay. So as you reveal I feel like there's still a lot to learn about this person. You have barely scratched the surface. Okay. Barely scratched the surface. There's a lot that you don't know about this person. They don't know a lot about you. And there's a lot about being able to speak up and use your communication, your voice wisely. I do feel like there's a sense of familiarity here, but there's there's a lot of burdens that a lot of this is about decision, Heather. Okay, free will, decision making, like not only allowing someone else to make the decision on how to move forward, but making your own decision. Is this something you actually want to pursue? Like, and this is another, I'm going to make a video about this later on too, because like, especially with a lot of these connections that we are finding ourselves in where the energy is really intense, like, and a lot of people are sitting around waiting for people when they are not showing up or not making it clear on where you stand in their life. When you are looking for someone that is, to be your potential life partner, you should know where you stand with that person. So that's a whole nother subject. Okay. But I feel like at this time, it's still very premature, but a lot of this is about making just decisions. There's a lot of uncertainty and there's a lot of there's a lack of clarity here. Okay. And even though there's this familiarity, there's this comfortability here, I also feel like someone, especially, okay, if this is how he feels about you, then I'm not sure if this is coming from you, if this is how he's viewing you, or like someone's having a little bit of impatience here. Okay. And it could be around communication, or if like, okay, the justice could represent legal advice, court things, that kind of stuff, contracts. But I also feel like if this is the same, and I can't remember his name, so please, and I don't know why, but if this is the same person that we've been talking about, I feel like if there's a little bit of impatience that you have been, kind of, yeah, okay. if I feel like this is more about how he's viewing you, if he feels that you are being a little impatient or pushy and trying to get things moving to keep him involved, right? So if we're talking about the house and the apartment and the legal contracts and him helping you out, right? Like he could feel like you're being very impatient or pushy when it comes to keeping the involvement going, right? So this is actually creating a lot of stress for him. So back off, okay? Because with the Five of Swords, he's not really sure what your intent is here, and it's making him a little bit uncomfortable, okay? So even though there's this familiarity here, right, with the Six of Cups, I really feel like a lot of this impatience and this pushiness is like actually repelling him instead of allowing him to come forward. Okay. So then what was the other question? Okay. So how do we make this transition? So we have the honeymoon. This could be the one, and stay optimistic about your love life. Now, with that being said, okay, we have the Ace of Swords, the Two of Wands, the Hermit, and the Two of Pentacles. So, like, this is one of those things where how do you make the transition, right? and I know this is one of your big challenges, but you have to get over the, like, if I say this, it's going to mess up. If I do this, it's going to mess up. You're over analyzing and overthinking so much that you're trying to control and manipulate it, which he's also picking up on. And it's actually funny because I was watching this show earlier, Isn't It Romantic? And it's the whole rom-com thing. But he kept saying beguiling in the movie, and I was like, I don't even know what beguiling means, but I had to look it up. And it's like being charming, but also having some ulterior motive that could be as deceptive. So he might feel like you're trying to charm him, but there's an ulterior motive there. I don't know why they're bringing that up. So all you can do is be authentic instead of trying to be what you think he needs you to be so that he sees you the way you want to be seen. Does that make sense? So with that being said, I honestly feel like instead of placing the label that he's the one, he's, this for me, or, you're hoping that he's going to be your life partner, I feel like you really need to look at why, not just the energetic signature, but how is he showing up for you that makes you feel that way, right? That you've already given him this title in this space as being someone who is worthy of that space, when they're leaving you feeling confused, you're not really sure of yourself or how you fit into their life, that kind of thing, instead of just enjoying the moment and what you feel with that person, or what you feel like really envision. If you had the perfect partner, someone that gave you like what you need in order to feel secure in a relationship, which starts with you. You should feel secure in yourself, so therefore you feel secure in the right relationship. Staying optimistic about it, but not putting so much pressure on someone who you don't even really know. Like, if, and this is something that I've noticed even myself getting caught up in, of so ready to find the one that we end up putting a lot of pressure on the situation, and then it becomes like performance anxiety. Okay, so it's really time for you to be clear with yourself, okay, of what is it like when I'm happy, when I'm fully present, when I'm enjoying the moment? What does my perfect partner look like when I'm in that energy, right? And like use those visualizations to help you attract that partner. But it's also going to give you an idea of, like, because once you come to this truth, you might see things from a different perspective. Then it's going to give you a chance to understand that time and space away from this might actually do you some good, so you can reflect on your own energy and allow him to show up if he so chooses. But a lot of this is about choice with the Two of Pentacles and the Two of Wands, and this has to do with relationships. The Two of Wands is about making action, making a conscious choice, using your own personal truth. But the Hermit talks about taking time, inner reflection, right? And with the Two of Pentacles, this talks about making practical decisions, okay? Making practical decisions. But it also talks about going back and forth. I feel like you need to make a solid commitment to, like, focusing on yourself, focusing on your love, focusing on your healing, and also focusing on what does a healthy partnership look like to me. Okay. So then are they going to make a move? Yes, there's chemistry here. With trust being here, like, I feel that you really need to trust the process more than trying to control it. We have the Four of Swords reversed, the Five of Pentacles reversed, and the King of Swords reversed. I don't think he's communicating with you. If he's not being honest about how he's feeling about this situation. The Five of Pentacles being reversed with the Four of Swords, like, even if, so like the Five of Pentacles and the Four of Swords, the Four of Swords is the healing process. Being reversed is coming out of that. But this, the Hermit is in between that. How do we transition? By going within. By going within then gives you room to come out of that and to come out of the Five of Pentacles, right? Where there's disconnection, there's disorder, feeling apart, like not complete, right? Not fulfilled. And with that being said, like the King of Swords being reversed, this isn't healthy communication. This is not open and honest. So I feel like once you take this time to really reflect on self, then you might realize that there's actually a whole different truth to what you were truly feeling with this person. Okay. Let me get, what advice do you have for her? The Sacred Fool. Okay, so let me get these out of the way. All right. And the fact that this is a 40, which breaks down to a 4, just solidifies this even more. Like, it is really, really important that you focus on like your foundation work, okay? So the Fool is a great sacred rebel, able to thwart convention and tell the truth without restraint. Your heart is a wonderful, powerful, sacred fool. It cares not for the right way to do things. It cares not for what the mind says is real and not real. It lives according to the inner wisdom that cannot be dictated to or controlled by anything. It loves, it lives, and it is what it is. And this is why you need to get into that Hermit, okay? So this oracle heralds a time now or imminent when you will feel inspired, alive, and passionate for what you can offer to the world. It says to you, do not try to be appropriate. Don't try to be socially acceptable and worry about what others may think about what you are doing. Just be. If you want to wear a mad hat whilst doing so, fine. The sacred fool in you is willing to leave behind what has been because it no longer feels right to stay attached to it. It would never occur to this part of you to try and outsmart life or resist its flow. It recognizes that the mind is a monkey puppet on strings. More often than not, it is cajoled into fear when it could be playfully dwelling in a radical spontaneity of life. So the sacred fool in you urges your mind to let itself be pulled into joy by your heartstrings, not into fear and doubt by the controlling machines of mass media. It brings you a message that it is time for you to play. It is time for you to let life happen in a completely unreserved, unscripted way. The more bizarre, left of field, unexpected, and apparently ridiculous, the better. This might not feel safe or appropriate at first, and that is okay. It's good, actually. It is a sign that you are breaking with your own self-imposed conventions. It is time to move beyond them now because a bigger life adventure is calling to you. This is a wonderful news. And I'm also hearing, so think about everything that you have been processing, everything that you have felt for yourself, all the insecurities that you've been working through for a while now. He is an energetic match to that same part of you. Okay. So if you feel like you were struggling, if you were feeling insecure, if you're not feeling, safe in your own skin, you're attracting that mirror to you. So maybe that's why spirit is holding off, because they want you to get yourself in a place where you can be unapologetically you. And then you have that mirror come to you and say, but I see you, right? And that's why they're telling you, be the fool. Be unapologetically you, okay? And the more that you do this, the more signs you're going to receive, the more blessings you're going to have come your way. But get out of the fear and allow yourself to play, okay? So that's what I have for you. All right, Christina Maria, you are up next, my dear. What can I do for you? You are so welcome. Good luck, hon. All right. All right. Spirit, what up? What does Christina need to know tonight? So we have the owl, wise seeing, wise action. I'm hearing your eyes are wide open. Wide open. Night song, hidden talents, apple, risk and reward. So, okay, like we both know, we've talked about this. You have been seeing things with a fresh pair of eyes. You have been seeing things more clearly. And now that your attention has redirected, right? You made your conscious choice. You're choosing not to feed into that cycle anymore. And now your reward for making these decisions is they're not only allowing you to see the intentions and the orchestration of the people in your lives, but also the hidden talents. You're going to start noticing, now that you've decided to close out that cycle, you're going to start noticing your abilities are going to heighten even more. And the more that you take a risk on the talents that are being presented and digging deeper into those, the more reward you are going to get for that. Okay, so this is about receiving the information, trusting the shift, and then taking action on what you are receiving. Okay, all of that has to do with that. I also feel like this is going to deal a lot with the heart space and just like overall happiness in general. Okay. Some of the choices, like when it comes to taking action, some of it might actually feel like temptation in a certain way. Like, oh, it's very tempting to go that way. But I feel that, your intuition is going to be so spot on. Even if it seems a little risky, you're going to have enough confidence in yourself to really go after it. Okay. Yeah, especially when it comes to any energy that has been depleting you, and again, we were going back to the intentions of people around you, right? So if there's any emotional vampires or energy vampires, people that are draining you, there's a lot around the full moon here too. But it could also be situations that are draining you. It's like forgiving it and moving on. You can see clearly what is not like really feeding the energy into what you're trying to accomplish and what is taking from it, where it's out of balance. So there's more of an emotional intelligence here when it comes to like processing what it is that you're actually feeling. So whether that have to do with a circumstance or a person, you're trusting what is coming up physically, emotionally, and mentally for you. Okay. And so when it comes to forgiveness, it says reducing burden, right? So the more that you can just accept it for what it is and let it go instead of holding on to it, then the more space you're, and I feel like this is going to be kind of a fast track for you as well, where there's going to be multiple doors opening up for you, because especially after the decision that you just made and the choices like that are happening right now for you, I feel that this is going to just skyrocket you into a new ascension phase, but it's also going to let you have a little bit more compassion and understanding for the people who have been draining you. Like, there are certain people that know what they're doing to you, that they're taking more than they're giving, but there's also people who are unaware of it. And I feel like you're going to have a little more compassion and a little more ability to clear up your boundaries with these people. Okay. So, but right now they have you at winter, the sacredness of pausing, and spider community and web weaving. So yeah, this is a time to really like take that time for yourself, sit with your own energy instead of worrying about everyone else, and like allowing spirit to connect the dots for you. So yeah. Okay. So what does Christina? So faith in the process. Okay. And this is a lot of significant change that's coming up for you. Conscious connections. So especially when it comes to the people that you're aligning with, the people that are leaving or detaching from your life, like, yes, it's leaving you raw and vulnerable and exposed. Because listen, both of these cards, they're exposed. Okay, so you're feeling very vulnerable, but with faith in the process, this is like allowing yourself to be vulnerable with spirit. Like, okay, you know, I know that I made this decision. I know this is what I've been asked to do. I trust in you, but I am leaving it all out on the table for you. Like, help me move to this next phase. Help me gain the tools that I need. Help me gain the clarity that I need in order to have more conscious and fruitful connections, right? Allow me to be inspired to take the next step, because every journey starts with a single step. You've already made that. You've already made the conscious decision. Now you're allowing that inspiration to come in, that new wave of energy, because you finally cleared up the space to allow it. Okay. And oh, I was about to say, is Nelson in here? Yes. Hey, Nelson, love you. But yeah, so there's a lot of new opportunity, especially with the conscious connections. So I feel like once you have faith in the process and the decisions that you've made, and knowing that spirit wouldn't present you with this decision and this clarity that you're receiving, and it's just like you were saying, as soon as you made the decision, what happened? You got all the signs and synchronicities that, yes, you made the right decision, correct? So they're communicating to you what's the next step, what's the next big idea, what's the next action that needs to be taken, and what's going to help bring more inspiration, more creativity, more supportive partnerships into your life. And that is by being aware of the baggage that you have carried, and only taking with you what you need, but taking that first step and saying, yes, this is my decision. This is my path. This is my divinity. This is my purpose. Mine, my path, right? If you want to get off, get off. But this is all about you. And not only being vulnerable with yourself, but being vulnerable with spirit. Like, that's a huge thing right now. So let's get a couple tarot. So we have the King of Pentacles. So even if this is, you know, we're talking about action, moving into your masculine there, like a lot of this is about having confidence in what you are creating, okay? And not letting anything stop you, especially with the Seven of Swords. Anything that was self-sabotage, anything that, you know, you might have been sugarcoating for yourself or whatever the case may be, like, that is done. Don't let anything stop you from creating the life that you want. You have the Ace of Pentacles here, the Empress, okay? Temperance, patience, healing, creativeness. Like, there's a lot of new coming into your life, Christina, but you got to get out of your own way. And the decisions that you're making, you're finally starting to do that because you're seeing things for what they really are. And now it's time to create a whole new chapter for yourself. Okay. So yeah, I hope that helps you, darling. All right, Jamie is up next. Hey, Gina, how are you? Okay, I'm just checking this real quick. All right, Jamie says, thanks so much. You are so welcome. I would like guidance and clarity from spirit in regards to the masculine who have been feeling energetically and seeing in the dream time. Okay. Okay. So, spirit. Okay. All right, y'all. I am closing down the list, okay? No more donations, please. All right. I have Renee Isby on the list. Tina Miller. And Ray is last. Okay, so this is the current list. We have Jamie up right now, then Kara, then Cynthia, then Laura, then Renee, then Tina, and Ray. So no more on the list. Jess, can you tell me? Yeah. Okay, did you get that, Brett? All right, so let's dig into this masculine, Jamie. All right, so you have been feeling this energetically and seeing in the dream time. So spirit, what can you give me on this masculine that Jamie's picking up on? First off, I want to know who he is. Okay. Give me 1 second. Let me make sure my cards are right. All right. So, who is this masculine that Jamie's been picking up on? A sign, characteristics. What can you tell me about him? Character, personality. Who is this masculine? What is your sign, Jamie? Wow. Okay. This is a very interesting spread. Okay. I feel like this is what they're going through now. What's it going to feel like when they actually find Jamie? I do not feel like this is someone you know. You have not met this person yet. Oh, okay. You have met them. I'm a Leo. He's a Capricorn. Okay. So, listen, I don't know how much you know about this person or what the dynamic is, but I feel that okay, this is what I'm getting. I'm getting like the storyline up until he met you. Okay. Oh, thank you, Nelson. I appreciate you. Okay. So I feel like he was in some sort of long-term relationship or marriage, okay? That he's separated from. I am getting a little bit of more of a divorced energy, okay? There's some sort of situation that he feels bound to, stuck to. And I do feel like this was a very unhealthy dynamic, like a lot of feeling stuck, tied, like between a rock and a hard place. Okay. Um, Yes. Yeah, because there's a lot of intense shit going on. Okay. We have the Queen of Swords, the Ten of Wands, the Devil. I don't feel like they're necessarily in a great place energetically. There's still a lot to tie up within the past, but like, this is a very, this is a very divine connection. This is, whoo, okay. But it's also a choice to accept it and to like take action, right? Regardless of the fear behind it, because we have the Star, the Ten of Pentacles, the Ten of Cups, and the Nine of Cups on the bottom here. But the energy that's tied to the past that's leading up to where I feel that he's meeting you, like, you might have known them for a long time, but there's a lot of disconnection in between there, right? So this is like getting to know who you are now. Let's just say that, like meeting you for the second time, but fresh pair of eyes. I do feel like whatever he was tied to in the past, like he just didn't see any other option. He wasn't necessarily satisfied. He was very discontent in this situation, but I feel like this was something that he was tied to for quite a long time. Okay. This took up a very big part of his life. And the reason why I'm saying it was either a long-term relationship or a marriage is because we have the Queen of Swords. You know, there might even be children involved, I don't know, but the religious factors, like this is belief systems, especially because we have 2 women here on the board and 1 male. Okay. So I feel like there was another woman tied to the past that, like, whatever belief system he had a hard time getting out of. I also feel that it really diminished a lot around his heart space when it came, like, the and this could even, I don't know, there's some I'm feeling that could even be tied around the mother. Okay, like, he does not feel completely safe when it comes to love. Okay, but the reason why I feel like this was a relationship, and maybe there's some like stemming from the mother, but led into the relationship that I'm picking up on that was very unhealthy for him, is because there's separation and give your relationship a chance. Like, someone kept trying to pull him back in no matter how much he tried to leave. Whether that was energetically disconnecting, emotionally disconnecting, or physically. But even with all of that, then it comes into this new energy. We have the Queen of Pentacles and the Eight of Wands. So you could be talking over Messenger, Facebook, Insta, like social media type things, text message, email, that kind of thing. But I do feel like communication has picked up. But with the Queen of Pentacles being here, like, this feels like you. Even though you're a Leo, you might have a lot of earth qualities where it's very grounding to him, very nurturing, very loving, very practical. And like, with the sun being here, you just bring a lot of light into his life. Okay, like, this feels completely different than everything else that I was picking up on. It's like, you are the sunshine. You're what makes the clouds go away. It doesn't feel as dense or as cloudy or as unsure when he's talking to you. Like, you're a very safe place for him. Okay. But with that being said, we do have the 8 of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, and the King of Swords. So he's coming out as air energy. But I do feel that, like, this actually brings up a little bit more reservation for him, because he's still feeling trapped in these old beliefs. Like, okay, so if you look at the Devil card, you see how it's weaving around the heart, right? Like, there's all these little webs. Okay, this entrapment. So a lot of this could be his own mental, like, how he processes things, which is probably why he's coming out as the King of Swords. But, like, the Wheel of Fortune, this was fate that came into his life in order to get the ball moving again. So it's like giving him a new sense of hope to remove himself from the mental chaos that he has been trapped in, and unable to make a definitive decision or move. Okay, so keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. So, there could be, again, with the religious factors, there's certain things that are about you that are different than what he's used to. And it's probably because he's used to toxicity. And then here you come, just like, oh, like, it's so good to catch up with you. And, going through everything you've been through and who you are now, it's probably completely different than anything he expected, right? So, yeah, absolutely. But, yeah, I feel like for the most part, you're really there to be a beacon for him, to show him, like, everything that you've been allowing yourself to live in doesn't necessarily have to be like that. So I think you're going to be a really big influence in his life when it comes to making certain changes. So, okay. So hope that helps. All right, Miss Kara, you are up next. Hey, Robert, how are you? All right, Gina, thank you. All right, so Kara, you're so welcome, Jamie. Any message Spirit got for me in regards to all these big plans? Big plans. All right, Spirit. What do we have for my girl Kara and all of her big plans? Aw, Hayden, how are you doing? You made it. I told you I'd try. I was gonna do it. Do my thing. All right. Oh, girl. You have been going through it, haven't you? Big changes. I feel like you've been getting a lot of upgrades, to be honest. I feel like there might have been a period recently where you felt like things were kind of in a standstill, like things just aren't moving. What is happening, right? Where it seemed like things were just on a pause and nothing was really changing. It probably felt a little stagnant. But then all of a sudden, there was like this new fruit. That's what I'm hearing. Like this new fruit that came in that brought new life. And it also woke up some hidden talents within you, where either your abilities have strengthened or there might even be some things that you weren't aware of that are now coming to the surface to help you with your practice. I also feel that a lot of this has to do with Richard. I feel like a lot of this has, since being with him, has woken something else within you. And with the ancestors card, we have the love and legacy of our DNA. So like and we talk about the tree all the time, right? So like the deeper our roots are, the less we can be swayed when storms come rolling through, and the stronger our center is, the higher our branches can go to receive the information that we need. And it's all part of the system here. And this is a gift from your DNA that's helping you strengthen your core. But by giving you this eternal love, right? Like that goes beyond this life, says love is love is love, and it transcends physical death. Like this is something that your souls have shared in your what word are you trying to give me, Spirit? When it comes to the path that y'all have chosen together to uplift, like any and I don't know where this is coming from. This is like some past life stuff, okay? I'm getting that there were either hexes, curses, or promises made in previous lives that have kind of hindered certain areas of your progression. And so, like, this is coming in and reinventing that energy and really strengthening your connection to spirit and your abilities. So, a lot of this is about like bringing the magic back in instead of um, putting all of your security and outside things, right? Like all of this is bringing it back to your center. And it's also helping lock in that support from ancestral lives, like the past lives that you have spent with the soul you're sharing now. So very interesting. There's a lot of knowledge that's being dropped into you as well when it comes to manifestation rituals, when it comes to like candle magic, those kind of things, crystal grids, like all of this is where's this coming from? I don't know if you even do any of that, okay? But like there's a lot of um that like earthy magic that's coming through, okay? And a lot of this has to do with manifestation, a lot of it. So really pay attention because I feel that um if you're not aware of this yet, like really trust those little inklings like, oh, I need this little piece. I need this little piece. And then all of a sudden you're going to have all these pieces in front of you and it's just going to make sense. And next thing you know, you have a grid that's made, or you write down a little poem and then you decide to burn it in a new moon ritual or something like that. And dude, shit's going to start popping off. That's all I'm saying. Okay. And I don't know if this has to go into your practice, but there's so much information that you're gaining from your guides and your ancestors when it comes to manifestation and your abilities to gain like universal wisdom. Like, okay. Freaking wild what I'm picking up now. All right. So big plans. Okay. What what does Kara need to know when it comes to her big plans? Okay. So expect the unexpected, I'm hearing. Okay, because there's going to be multiple opportunities. Keep perfecting your trade. Okay, allow anything that comes to, you know, an abrupt halt or anything that's trying to redirect you, anything. And don't be afraid. Like, okay, so if you start something new, this is the, oh girl, listen, what is happening Oh my goodness. Okay, so listen, what I am hearing is learn to embrace the failure. Like what I am seeing is when you start something new and you are like, you have all these big plans, whatever this has to do with, okay? Like embrace the failure because there are certain things like you learn the tools of the trade by failing. Like failure is not necessarily a bad thing. And so like you might have this certain plan or idea in mind, but spirit's going to come in and shake things up and test your resilience and your ability to adapt and your ability to navigate. And they're going to give you all these little tools to be able to really start to build. And all of a sudden it's like just throwing like all the resistance and the baggage and all the youth I think I know, like, no, like they are coming in and testing all of it to see if you can stay present enough to trust the pull, trust the nudge, and get out of your head and let them lead you. Right. We do have the King of Cups coming in with the Nine of Wands. So this could be where's Why is the King of Cups here? I have the Wheel of Fortune. The Six of Cups. Why is it Knight of... And the Six of Wands. All right. Why is the Nine of Wands here? I don't know if, you know, your boo thing is involved in all of this. I feel like something's going to switch where it's going to make him question, like, what am I doing? I want something to commit to. I want to be a part of this higher knowledge and wisdom. I feel like the steps and the leaps and bounds that you're about to make might bring up some resistance for him. And it's because there are certain aspects of his life that he is not fulfilled in doing. And it's like turning the wheel for him, where there might be something from his past. I don't know why they're bringing up the cooking. Okay, so like if that's a thing for him, maybe he always wanted to go to school to be a chef or, you know, a baker or something like that, and just never did it because he went on to do something that he, you know, thought would be more beneficial and realized it wasn't fulfilling at all. And then he ends up going back to that leads to more success because now he's finally doing something he truly believes in, he's passionate about. And that is going to be the trigger that sets things in motion for him so that he can commit to something that makes him happy. Right. And I feel like there's a little bit of like, not only confusion, but a curiosity on how you do what you do. Like, how do you know what you know? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how do I tap into that? So it's making him very curious about how you can trust it so much to be able to make these decisions that almost seem impulsive to the physical eye. Right? But in reality, you know it's not impulsive because you were divinely led. So, but there's a lot of new chapters that are about to open up for you. And again, when things start breaking down, things start going chaotic around you, these are redirection tools to give you what you need to build the foundation and the opportunity that you're looking for success, whatever this is for you. Okay. Yeah, good. So yeah, I hope that helps you. Does that make more sense? I hope that gives you what you were looking for. But yeah, I feel like, okay. I feel like this is going to be a really big opportunity for both of you to level up, to be honest. Okay. Good. Very good. All right. Cynthia, you are up next, my dear. Yeah, that was wild, Kara. Like, I haven't been tapped into someone like that besides Haven and Julian forever. But it was literally like they were just showing me all of it. You are so welcome. Oh, I miss you guys. So Miss Cynthia is up next. Then we have Laura, Renee, Tina, and Ray. So Cynthia, whenever you are ready, my dear. I'm serious. I miss y'all so much. I miss my lives. It's not the same without y'all. All right. So what message does Spirit have for me at this moment? All right, Spirit. Where do we want to go? Cynthia. What is going on with Cynthia? How many major arcanas can you get? Holy shit, girl. Okay. We'll see. Okay. I feel that there are some major, major changes happening in your life, like very, very significant. Now, with that being said, I do feel at some point, I don't know if you're still talking to someone at this point in time, but I feel like it's going to end up challenging and redirecting a relationship that's in your life. Okay. So let's start off with all the major arcana. So we have the World, the Magician, the Moon, Judgment, Chariot. Okay. Can we just talk about that for a second? You got all the major arcanas. And then, yeah, so then even here you have the High Priestess as well. So yeah, 6 major arcana. This is huge. This is big stuff for you. So I'm going to leave this off to the side because this is the effect of what is happening right now. Okay. So with the World, the World talks about, you know, a cycle, a phase, something coming to completion. It also represents, like in this card, I really feel that this has to do with seeing things for what they are and embracing your true feminine nature, right? I think this is also has to do with choosing what cords that you choose to keep in your life, what cords to sever, what cords to keep attached, and trusting in your own ability to create the life that you want, to create and manifest as you so desire. Because both of these, they're holding that power in their own hands, right? So okay. And this is why. Okay, so just pay attention. just follow me here. But with this being said, okay, so with the Magician, this is again coming to a completion to start something new. And by being more conscious of what cords to sever, what to keep with you, what to hold on to, I feel like your intuition when it comes to reading people has become more and more heightened at this time. Okay. So really pay attention to like noticeable changes in your frequency, or like, if you feel centered and then all of a sudden you're like overactive, or all these things are coming at you and blah blah blah, like things that feel out of normal. Okay. um your intuition and your energy seems to be very heightened at this time, but it's like redirecting that. So with the magician, your manifestation abilities are very, very heightened at this time. And I think that it's really important that you understand what needs to come to a close or to break, so that you can start something like a new chapter for yourself. But again, the moon, this is your intuition, this is your emotions, this is your feminine. And the moon is coming in and showing you what needs to be addressed, so that you can make the necessary judgments for yourself, for you to move forward so swiftly, confidently, and successfully. Okay. Like all these cards are raging divine feminine. Okay. And all these cards have to do with movement and manifestation and truth, all of it. So I was really surprised when the Four of Swords and the Five of Pentacles came out. And the Four of Swords does talk about taking a break, being on pause, and taking the time for reflection and healing about something that, with the Five of Pentacles, is talking about something that is not necessarily fulfilling. Okay. Something that is disconnected, something that feels cold, unsure. And with this Five of Pentacles, it honestly reminds me a lot of the Four of Swords in the traditional tarot, where it's like they're in their own you know, resting place. And so either way, both of these cards represent being alone. Okay. But there's a dissatisfaction here. So I don't feel like this is something that I feel like you're trying to stay neutral to it, but you also have to like really be honest with what you're feeling. And if it upsets you, that's okay, because we have the Four of Cups, and I do feel like you're making the right decision here, because with the Four of Cups, the High Priestess, like this is you having your heightened sense of awareness. But with the Four of Cups, it also, I feel like you know what you want and how you want to move forward. But I also feel with the Four of Cups, like the way that you're looking at him as like he's still stuck in his past, and even though this has been like hand delivered to him, he's just not willing to take that opportunity. So he's just sitting there playing in the water, lollygagging around. He's not necessarily taking any action. Okay. And so you know what is needed in order for you to move forward, and this meant surrender and moving along regardless of what it feels like. And even if it hurts to let go, which this person could be still dealing with some heartbreak, but the Two of Cups is here. Okay. So I do feel overall this is a definite, really strong connection that you have. And it's not easy to leave, but you also have enough understanding of yourself to not put time and attention into something that you do not see successful, where you're able to contemplate the choices you have together to make it work. And if one is only going to make the sacrifices to make it work, then it always ends up feeling that Five of Pentacles energy. Okay, so all right, so what I want to focus on is, what are all these changes? Why are all these major arcana showing up for her? Like, what's the big change here? Why are all these major arcanas coming out for Cynthia? Visions of life beyond death, and follow your own rhythm. Okay. Which is 5 and all about the change. So let's see what visions of life beyond death. Okay. So sacred vision is awakening within you. You are becoming blessed with the ability to truly see, to see what is real rather than what appears to be. This is true insight. And when I talk about this, like, you're able to see things really clearly. Okay. What was once considered consequential may soon be found to hold little consequence after all. What was once dismissed an irritation or irrelevance may be seen to have great spiritual significance. As mundane as something once appeared, it could not be worthy of absolute attention. The gift of genuine vision takes you into the being of a universal creator. This is sacred terrain beyond logic, convention, and that which is limited in any way. The more open you are to receiving true vision, the more love you will feel and recognize within and around you. Something may appear to change form, to be shed, to be lost, or to die, but there is love within it always. This realization doesn't remove the pain of the loss. It does provide a way through which it can be healed and eventually transformed into peace. The vision of love, the truth of all that is, can move us more than anything else possibly can. If you have been wondering about your path or whether you should take action on a project, or you need inspiration to really move you out of a slump you have fallen into, then this oracle brings you a message of hope. You will receive your vision. You will be graced with a way out of the stagnancy. You will be able to see things differently and more accurately. Any confusion or uncertainty you have felt is going to pass, and you will be left with clear insight. The stories you have been feeding yourself, or telling yourself may end up looking different to how they appear now. This may surprise you, but the vision that is coming to you will be more truthful and therefore freeing. It will be worth the shock, surprise, or the moment of embarrassment when you realize you have been operating under a false assurance or deluding yourself about the truth of a situation. These moments will pass, and they are not something to feel bad about. They signify that you are leaving behind a smaller view for a more expansive one. They are a sign that you have outgrown your old vision in order to live in a bigger one. This is good. There might be a moment when your ego feels a bit dented, but sure enough, that too shall pass. This oracle comes with additional guidance. You are watched over by life and held in protection. Whatever has been bothering you will not be able to harm you. You will prevail. If you are concerned that someone is getting away with something or blocking your path and it seems there is nothing you can do about it, don't worry. The all-seeing eye of life perceives everything without exception. It is the universal mother with eyes not only in the back of her head, but in every living cell of life itself. She misses nothing, and the truth of her vision will always be met with justice, mercy, and wisdom. This oracle is asking you to shift your perspective and look at an issue of concern a little differently. If you don't know how to do this, simply add the following statement to the end of the healing process and ask, I call upon the universal I to show me the most helpful way to see this situation of concern now. So in shifting how you look at things, the energy and what is beheld changes. You can see this with people. When you shame and judge someone, they react differently to when they are loved and encouraged. They may succeed nonetheless, but the journey to that success will look different. Looking at someone through the eyes of love rather than fear can help us find our way more quickly, easily, and enjoyably. This oracle comes with an additional message that your ability to perceive is expanding into truth. Your ability to be inspired and see the light in all things is unfolding. It must be nourished in your heart with loving acceptance, because you are going to help others through your vision, your art, and how you choose to be in the world. So this is about helping you accept and anchor in developing this gift, whatever that may mean for you. Okay, but follow your own rhythm. All right. So Laura is up next. I hope that helps, hon. That was a lot. Oh, okay. Me and PayPal had a fight. Okay, all right. Okay, what do we need for Laura? No. Okay, so what do we need for Kelly then? Okay. So they want to do, whoa, guys. Okay, y'all need to calm it down. Calm it down. All right, I want to do past, present, and future energy, please. What is the past influence of the storyline? Why y'all got all the freaking cards, though? Okay. Okay. Present energy. And future energy, please. Future energy. Okay. All right. So I don't know if this has to do with a relationship or something within your home life. Okay. Yes, they are going all crazy. Okay. So there's a couple things that I want to bring up, and I feel like some of this has to do with past events or something that you've recently gone through. Okay. So the storyline that I have pulled out is the 10 of Wands, okay, reversed. So this talks about releasing some sort of burden, putting an end to a situation that was causing way too much, like way too much baggage. Like, it was just weighing you down. And so then we have you moving into the Empress energy, which talks about your motherly connection, your creativity, being able to start things brand new, being confident, being completely in your divine feminine energy, and having the courage to make necessary decisions, and choosing what brings the most happiness to you. Okay. So now, with that being said, I feel like what is tied to the 10 of Wands energy, so we have the High Priestess, the Emperor, the Two of Wands, the Hangman, the Tower, the Five of Swords, and the Eight of Cups. There could have been someone, now whether this, because we do have the Four of Wands on the bottom of the deck, so this could have to do with a marriage, a relationship, home life. With the Emperor, it could be a boss, it could be a father figure, but it could also be someone of authority. Okay, someone who feels and so I feel that you had to intuitively make a decision that you had been in limbo with for a very long time. This really weighed on you. But things came kind of crashing down with this. Okay. 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 I feel that, so all of this was causing a lot of weight that ended up bringing you to your Empress energy, which is your divine feminine energy. But the thing was, is that you had to leave this situation because with the Five of Swords being here, this is talking about very selfish and deceptive energy, right? So all of this kind of took its toll, and you had to make that choice to break the cycle and remove yourself from a burdensome situation, right? So then leading into, and this is all about having the conscious awareness of choice, right? Of like really owning the choices you were making. With that being said, we have Judgment and the Chariot, which, with the Eight of Cups being there, leaving an unfulfilling situation. But with the Chariot, this is moving forward, being quick, swift with judgment, making a judgment call because you've had a wake up call, right? Like, this is, I, I almost feel that, especially energetically, this relationship that you were in for, you said 20 years. Yeah. Like, it literally sucked the life out of you. Being pulled out of this was almost like a resurrection for you. And I also feel that it was one of those things, like, when you decided to get out, you had to do things quickly, swiftly, right? But they're telling you with the Chariot that this was absolutely, a great move on your part in choosing your own happiness. Now, with that being said, we do have, moving into the Ten of Cups, the Knight of Wands, the Queen of Swords, and the Death card. So I do feel that, the Queen of Swords does represent the divorcee, okay? Like, she's been here, done it. Now, one thing that I would also be aware of is with the Knight of Wands energy, player mentality, okay? Okay. So, yes, Nancy. Um, yeah, my baby's sleeping. He's a mess. But like, and especially having them faced here, I feel that because you've already been through so much, like, the way someone approaches you, like, I don't know why I'm tripping up on my words so bad. Like, I had it all here so clear. With the Queen of Swords, she learns from experience, but she can be kind of cold and bitter to love. She's hopeful, like she wants it, but she's also terrified of it at the same time. So with the Knight of Wands coming here, like if anything tries to move too quickly or doesn't have the purest intention, or, you know, might have a little bit of kind of like a player flirty mentality, like you're very closed off to this kind of thing. Okay. And yeah. And I feel that you need to be clear on, like, ow, Charlie, Jesus. When it comes to the Knight of Wands energy, listen, you're coming in as the Queen of Swords, which means you're being not as open, right? The Queen of Swords can be kind of not the best energy to receive. Okay. That's the best way that I can put it. And hi, Newton. Thank you for being here. So I'm not taking any more questions tonight because I already have a full list. But if you ever want to get a private reading like I'm doing like this, these are mini readings, you can always do it in a personal or private session. All you have to do is email me. I try to get on Wednesday nights, but I can't always guarantee it with the internet. But thank you for being here either way. But I do feel with the Death card being here that this situation did have to kind of close down in order to transform, because you're not, if you're showing up as the Queen of Swords energy, like you're not in the space to receive it. And if they're showing up as the Knight of Wands, they're not showing up for you the way that you need them to, because they're not showing up as a king. They're showing up as a knight. And the Knight of Wands is someone who moves quickly, is impulsive, can think more with other things than their heart or their mind. You know, it's not always the clear. That it's just not a really great combination. Okay. So just keep that in mind, because listen, separation's always there for a reason. We don't like it, but it is. And we fight it, and there's a reason to. Because there are certain things that if you were coming in as the Queen of Swords, they're wanting you to come into your Empress. Well, how do you get into your Empress? The Empress encompasses all. She is confident. She is determined. She is passionate. She is caring. She is giving. She is loving. She is understanding. She is clear with her communication. She is honest, and she's not afraid to cut things away that no longer serve her. And she's also someone who's not afraid to go after her dreams, someone who is grounded, someone who is practical, but also can see the bigger picture. She encompasses all. And it's all about your truth and how you can be the best version of yourself. And these energies that are not in alignment with that are only going to further confuse you and deter you from what your true happiness is. Okay? So, yeah. So, yeah. And listen, you shouldn't be entertaining something. And that was one of my big things too. Like, I'm still not, like, for the longest time, I was sure, guys. I was for sure this guy was my twin flame. Listen, the more that I learn, the more I realize I have no clue. Like, the universe always is schooling me. And when it comes to labels, when it comes to expectations, listen, they know better than I do. Let it be. But I put in 2 years of energetic, like, thinking at some point it's going to come back around. I just released, but Brooke had called me out on it too, that I was still secretly hoping in the back of my mind that this person was my person, that they were going to come around. They still haven't. You can't wait around and still be giving time and energy into someone that is refusing to show up for you. If they're not, you got to show up for yourself first and foremost, and don't put yourself at the bottom of the chum bucket when they're refusing to show you what they mean to you. Because clearly, like, you know, and sometimes people have to do things on their own. We are not responsible for helping them through their process. But ghosting is one of the big things that, like, I have a huge problem with, and because I believe in clear communication, but not everyone is willing or able to do that. So you have to accept the silence as an answer. Do not go wasting your time. Like, live your life, love on yourself, do what you have to do, transform, quit giving in to the, you know, the little breadcrumbs or the hope that, you know, like, I'm just gonna sit here and look pretty and hopefully they'll come back. Don't do that. Don't do that. The universe will always surprise you. Okay. So let's get a card. Yeah. No answer is an answer. It's an answer. We don't want it to be the answer, but it's the answer. Okay. So let's get some advice for you. What advice does Kelly need when it comes to moving forward into her Empress energy? Because that's what you need to be focused on right now. And if Renee could go ahead and get your question ready. What advice does Laura need? I keep wanting to call Laura. What advice does Kelly need when it comes to moving into her Empress energy? So, listening for truth. Okay. All right. So, truth speaks to us constantly, but not always in words. It may communicate through a feeling that is hard to put into words, but brings an inexplicable sense of peace, trust, and the knowledge that somehow everything is going to work out perfectly, even if there is little evidence of how it's all going to happen. You are being asked to listen for the truths beneath the words rather than the superficial message of the words themselves. This is especially true for the communications of those around you, the press, the newspapers, and the mass media. You will begin to hear fear in the words and actions of those around you, even as they preach love. Listen deeper. Listen for truth. This oracle comes with a message of truth for you. You are hearing something that is not being said, and what you are hearing is truthful. You may feel as though you're the only one that is really ready to hear or see it. Perhaps you have been working in a situation, in a relationship, where truth is consistently denied. We live in a world where truth is frequently avoided out of fear of what it might reveal. At the basis of such actions, and I feel like that's why they ghost, because they don't want to be honest about what they're really feeling in the situation, okay? At the basis of such actions, consciously or not, is a deep sense of unhealed toxic shame. If you or someone else is fearful that the truth will expose rather than free and heal, then some personal healing is required. It is time for letting go of old wounds in favor of a greater sense of self-love and acceptance. You are being asked to love yourself enough to honor the truth, even if you feel you are the only one doing so. Sacred rebels need truth like lungs need oxygen. Truth keeps the energy of life flowing through the rebellious heart. Lies dampen the spirit of the sacred rebel. Even if those with less awakened hearts fear the truth, you must not turn away from it. Don't resent this state of affairs. Perhaps your job is to show that the truth can be witnessed even when many may want to hide from it. What others do is always their choice, but through your honorable deeds done with integrity, you will be set free, no matter what the outcome. You are a truth seeker. Never deny or try to quiet this down to make others comfortable. You are meant to be an agitator at times, even though you don't have to confront people to do it. You don't necessarily have to say a word, though sometimes you will. Often you will agitate in the most loving sense by unveiling truth simply through your knowings. Hold compassion for the truths you behold. Do not use them as knives to cut another or yourself with harshness, but as the clear insight that allows one to loosen the knots that bind, simply by knowing which thread to gently tug. This oracle brings you guidance. If you have been worn down and depressed by the lies, gossip, deceit, or backstabbing going on around you, don't fret. Get out in nature and spend time communing with the infinite. Healing will come to you now, no matter how many times and how many ways or by how many tongues untruth is spoken. You know what you know in your sacred rebellious heart. That truth is your connection and the living truth for life itself. Don't give up. Just open up to healing and know that the truth always eventually prevails. That is good advice. So I really hope that helps you, girl. Renee Isby, is you still in here? If not, we will move on to Tina. And then Ray is last. And if y'all could go ahead and have your questions ready for me. Yes. Yeah. I'm really glad that resonated with you. All right. So I am looking for Renee. Renee, Tina, and Ray are last on the list. If any three of y'all are in here, whoever comments first, I'll take. Because we're already coming up on the 2-hour mark. So okay. So Mira, okay. What is your name on PayPal? Because I have Jennifer saying she's here and Mira Rose, but none of that adds up to what I'm seeing on PayPal. So please let me know what your PayPal name is. Oh, you're good. Okay. Oh, hey, Jennifer. Okay. No, you're good. You're good. How are you doing, honey? Okay. So, Ray. All right, honey. So, if you want to go ahead and post your question, I'll get to you next. You can post your question whenever you're ready, honey. All right, there you go. Okay. So, am I going to get this job? And any other messages that want to come through, please. Jennifer, I have the list closed, honey. Nancy, he is actually a pit boxer mix. Okay. Virgo intuition. All right, Renee, I will get to you next. Okay. And I'm writing out screen names on there. Let me get my pendulum real quick. Okay. Yes. All right. So we are focusing on Ray right now. Dear Spirit, can you please show me what a yes looks like, please? And what does a no look like? Okay. Can you please tell me if Ray will get the job that is in question? I'm getting a clear yes. So, yes, you will get the job. Okay. So, yes, I got you, Renee. I wrote your screen names on there, but y'all, I was asking where y'all were, and Ray had ended up answering first. So I'm gonna do her, and then we'll get to y'all. Okay, so now I want to focus on what does she need to know about this job? Okay. So really at this time, I feel like you're just really wanting some movement because I feel like there's kind of a lack of options out there for you. And right now you feel like this is the best decision. Oh no, I could see them, honey. When I was asking minutes ago, like no one was answering me and she came in first. If you go back through the comments, you'll see. So I'm going to deal with her and we'll get you next, okay? But when I'm asking for the questions, I'm trying to make sure that I get through these. So y'all be patient with me. It's a lot to take in. So, all right. So I do feel that, you know, like really you're just trying to feel more stable in your life. I do feel that with the Queen of Pentacles here, like financial stability is really, really important for you. And I feel with the Seven of Cups being reversed and the Seven of Pentacles, like things have been really hard financially for you lately. And so it's kind of coming to this point, like, I really need this job. I'm ready to move forward. Like, let's do this, right? So with the Two of Swords and the King of Wands being here, I feel like there's going to be a very strong masculine energy in the office that's going to kind of be the deciding factor. Maybe this is the owner of the company or the person who like oversees everything, but this person has a very similar work ethic to you. Okay, you got the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. So both of you strive really hard when it comes to putting forth that effort into your career or your job, period. Like whatever you're working at, you're working hard for. And I feel like if you go in with that attitude, they're going to see that very quickly, and this is actually going to work in your favor. With the King of Wands, this is someone who is also very goal oriented, likes to make decisions, very much a very driven individual. And I feel like that's something you can kind of use in your favor. Okay. The more clearly and like confidently you can speak about like what you can bring to the table is also going to help you in this interview. Okay. So the job is yours. Own it. Okay. That's what I'm hearing. So what opportunities is this going to bring? I feel like this is going to really help you network. I also feel that there is going to be at some point where you might even be like meeting with clients and stuff like that. The more confident and social you can be, the more avenues that you can have with this position. Okay. I do feel with the World and the Emperor here that this could also lead to leadership position. So where you are respected. And I will say too, this masculine energy might kind of see it, a little bit as a threat because you're really good at what you do. But you are a match. Like this person is just as driven, just as motivated, and like you go toe to toe with this person. So in a way, I almost feel like it's kind of a healthy competition where you both make each other want to kind of step up more, where it's like, okay, let's push it one step further. But listen, again, y'all, okay, like you really know how to step up with this person. Like you give them a run for their money, but all through this y'all are matching up. So whether it's on the Pentacles, on the Wands, on the Emperor, the Empress, y'all are matching on every level besides water, which are emotions. So when it comes to business savvy, both of you very much have the same vision when it comes to your work ethic. Okay. Which I think can really help you in the long run. So own it. Is what I'm hearing. So I hope that helps you. Yeah. Okay. So Renee, um, Renee, what is your question? You said general about love. Okay. So what does Renee need to know about love right now? What does Renee need to know about love? That is all the cards. I'm not taking all of those. What does Renee need to know about love? Okay. Well, that don't make a damn bit of sense. Okay. I don't know if this is someone that you're currently in separation with, or if this is someone you've been having issues with and it's kind of going into that. You're so welcome, man. There's definitely someone you need to be aware of and be cautious of, okay? And really look at what is going on, okay? Because we have separation, pay attention to the red flags, and unrequited love. And then we have this could be the one coming out at the end. That don't make a damn bit of sense to me. Because if there's someone that you're in separation with, that you're getting all the red flags and this person is not giving you what you deserve, then why are we holding on to this could be it for me? So let's see. Why is this separation? Pay attention to the red flags and unrequited love here. So we have the Five of Swords. So someone who is selfish, someone who could be dishonest, deceitful. I feel like there's still maybe some form of communication or like interaction on social media, that kind of thing. But anytime communication is had, like it's very defensive and ends up leaving you feeling more disappointed, to be honest. I feel like you just don't get what you want from this person. Like you want to hear something, but you're not getting it. I don't know if you think this person is your twin flame, maybe. And that's why this could be the one. But if you really reflected on it, you would see that all this work that you've been putting into this relationship has really been causing way more stress than normal. I feel like you've spent some past life with this person. And okay. Hey Jen, how are you? So I don't know if any of that makes sense to you, but you said general, so that might be something you need to hear. So but I will dig into Joe. Dear Spirit, can you please give me some advice on Joe? Joe and Renee, please. And I'll just, yeah, and see, and I was just about to say that. Listen, if all of that made any sense to you, because it came up for a reason, girl, okay? Listen, all that stuff did not just come up for no reason. And then you want to redirect it, which I'll redirect it because there is a different energy attached. But with that being said, there's still an energetic tie there. And this is exactly what I was picking up. So whether you want to address it or not, that energy is still there, which is going to end up affecting the evolution of your current relationship that actually seems to have some really good juju on it. So just saying, if you thought that someone, yes, okay, you got to cut the cords, honey. You got to cut the cords. There's still a lot of healing that needs to take place. There's still a lot of energetic ties there. They're the first one that came up. They were all over it. So all of that is still in your energy field. Okay. So really, really important that you deal with the energetic ties of your ex and the hurt that this person has caused you, because that is affecting, again, the evolution of your relationship. Now, as far as you and Joe, okay, which, by the way, that birthday is a very powerful number sequence. Okay, so I can tell that you got a strong one on your hands, but we do have passion and true love. Now, with the sequence of this is someone you obviously have a lot of like a lot of feeling for. This is someone that you have a lot of hope for. Okay. And this is someone that you really like, you see it going long term. Okay. But you're hoping it'll go long term. The thing is that this energetic tie and this hurt that's still associated to your ex will end up affecting how this plays out. Okay. So just keep that in mind. So do your work. Do your energy work. There's cutting cord meditations if you need help through that process of really digging deep and like getting to the root of the issue, dealing with the pain that still resides that may have been covered up in the process. You know, like, I can help you. Just let me know. But this stuff needs to be dealt with. If you don't know the tools, there are people out here that can help. Okay. So what is Joe's true intention for Renee? Thank you, Jen. I love you. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Okay. Yeah. And see that, and see this, the same damn card that came out in the other spread, but now it's reversed. Okay. So like, there are certain parts of you that Joe understands about your past that you still have your guard up. Okay. There's a part of you that has a hard time letting go. And there's a part of you that has a really hard time like letting down your defenses, especially when it comes to emotional triggers. Okay. And I feel like this person, Joe, is really wanting, like, he has a super good time with you. He definitely looks towards the future with you. But he wants you to be able to let this go so that you can have the love that you deserve. Okay. He feels the resistance. Okay. So what is, yeah. Have you battled with depression, anxiety? Like, I feel like these moments of like feeling low hit you out of nowhere. Be aware of psychic attacks because your ex is still like kind of lingering, and it's almost like that energy kind of zaps in there and steals from your light, and it sinks you back into what happened before. Okay. So, which therefore is stealing attention from your relationship that feels good. So it's hard. It keeps bringing you up. It's hard to trust the emotions that you're being shown by other men because this is still influencing. It's still influencing you. Okay. Yeah. Good. So, yeah. All right. So, any advice for Renee moving forward with Joe? Yeah. Listen, and there's major changes that are going to happen. You have the Sun, the Judgment, the Hangman, and the Wheel of Fortune. So, what this tells me is like, first, you got to deal with the energetic ties. You got to deal with the baggage, okay? And like, yes, it takes time, but really make sure that you're giving it the time that it deserves. Don't overlook it or bury it, okay? But with the Sun being here, this is like focusing on your happiness, focusing on your light, making necessary judgment calls to raise yourself up out of this low feeling and feeling stuck in any situation. Learning to be more present and allowing yourself to move forward instead of falling back. Okay, that's what they want you to know when it comes to this relationship. So I hope that helps you. Um, yeah, if you like sometimes, and listen, I'm used to doing work on my own too. I've done most of my healing myself, but there are some deep-seated stuff that sometimes we need support. Sometimes we need someone to help us through it, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know, Danny and Brooke are on here too, for Empress of Duality, Northern Comfort Tarot, my friend Haven, so Morning Star Life and Wellness, all of these people, Kara from Living Journey, like so many beautiful light workers that can help. It's not just me. And go check them out. You know, whatever you need to get the help and the support you need, that's all we want for you. Okay. So, but yeah, sometimes you just need that extra hand, and that's okay too. Because we can't, it's not that we can't do it all on our own, but we shouldn't have to. We shouldn't have to, because that's why our brothers and sisters are here to help us through it. So, all right. So, Miss Tina, Miss Tina, you are up next. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, I miss Mike. I need to call and check in on him. Okay. Yeah, I believe it. It's very heavy energy. And listen, you know, I had my ex-husband was like that, and his energy was really, really hard to shake. I ended up having to do candle magic because I tried all the cutting the cords, I tried all the healing, I did regression, I did all the processes, and even after doing cutting the cord and candle magic, like it still took a few months for his energy to leave me. I could feel him from like so many miles away. I could feel when he dropped into my energy field. Like he stole from me all the freaking time. And the psychic attacks were very, very real. And he was a Capricorn. Damn Capricorns. I love Capricorns. Love Capricorns. But yeah, that one, be careful. So, Miss Tina, are you in here still? I didn't see her post a question either. Well, see, and I'm a Taurus, so, you know, getting along with a Capricorn, me and their energy are very similar in a lot of ways. But yeah, Tina, Moonbeams, if you're still in here, please post your question. I'm ready whenever you are. But yeah, me and Capricorns, we get along really, really well. I'm very, very comfortable with them, but distorted masculine Capricorns and this chick, recipe for disaster. Oh God, but I love me fucking Capricorn, but they're never healthy for me. It's so sad. Okay, so Miss Tina, I would like to know what to expect from Love Next and who. You deserve to be happy. Yes, you do, Renee. Yes, you do. We all do. And it's not until we release all of our bullshit, one layer after another, because listen, it's a lot of layers. And that's okay, because we're not perfect and we're perfectly imperfect. And we got to embrace that too. But if it's still affecting the way that we receive love and give love, then we got to do it. Got to do it, because that's where we receive what we deserve. So that's all I'm saying. All right. So anyway, Miss Tina. Actually, okay, so let your friends help you popped out, because I was about to go elsewhere with that. So you might meet this person either at like a social event or through a mutual friend. Okay. So what is coming up for Tina and love? Who is coming towards her? No shit. Oh. Can you give me a sign? What is the zodiac sign of the person coming towards her? Okay, so we have Earth sign, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. How are they going to meet? It's very interesting. Okay, so I don't know if this is why. I don't know why I'm getting like a reunion type thing. Okay. And this is something that you're not going to be particularly happy about going to. Okay. That's a whole lot of ex's girlfriend. And I wonder if that's who I'm picking up on, because we do have the Six of Swords and the Five of Pentacles. So I feel like someone left that really and honestly, I was kind of taking this more as like, I don't know if this is the same person. I'm not going to pay attention to that comment, so it doesn't affect the information that I'm receiving. But for whatever reason, okay, there's definitely mutual parties, like mutual friends involved. Okay. I do feel like whether this is like a social invite or like a reunion type thing where there are mutual friends that are invited to a social gathering. Okay. Something like that. Now, I do feel that there's a decision. You're really having a hard time committing going to this event. Okay. This is something that you're really not very sure about going to. But I feel like someone ends up pulling you or convincing you to, and then you finally make like, okay, fine, I'm just gonna go. It's going to pay off though, because with the Lovers and the Ten of Cups being here, again, it's a choice, but it ends up leading you to the Ten of Cups, which is something very happy. Now, with that being said, I do feel like this is after you have moved away from something like energetically, mentally, emotionally, away from something that has been disappointing for you. Okay. And it could, I mean, we do have the King of Pentacles and the Hangman. So I want to figure out why the Hangman is here with the King of Pentacles. Why is the Hangman here with the King of Pentacles? Because the Hangman is being in limbo, being still. I feel like this, okay, it's not. It's the contemplation. All right. This person contemplates a lot. So if they decide to step up to you, they have thought it through. Like if they start talking about, hey, let's go out to dinner, let's go out for drinks, let's get to know each other, like putting forth the effort, it's because they've already made a conscious decision that they want to get to know you, that they want to work towards something with you. Okay. So whether this be the ex or this be someone new, I really feel like this is someone new. But if this person steps up to you, it's because they've already thought about it. They have already processed this. Okay. But either way, when this person starts putting in the effort and like equal cooperation, not only do you have the Ten of Cups, but you have the Ten of Pentacles. And you know what? Let me just go ahead and ask. All right. Spirit, help me out here. What are you doing? Okay. This earth sign that I have picked up here, is this her, was it a Taurus? Okay. This energy that we are picking up here, is this her Taurus ex coming back from the past? No. Is this someone that she has not met yet? Yes. So this is someone you have not met. This is not your ex. Okay. So take that into consideration. There is someone that is coming in that, you know, you have already moved away from the low vibrational energies and entertaining that. Like you have made a conscious decision. I want happiness, I want abundance, I want someone who's going to show up for me. There's going to be a situation, some sort of social event or gathering, reunion, where you are not going to want to go, but at the last minute you decide to, and you end up meeting this person, and it's going to be a very solid commitment. Okay. Very solid commitment. So let's see. What is one thing that you can tell us about their connection, please? Yeah. So attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. Bring more joy, more excitement, more passion into your life. Be present and everything will flow. Like, okay. So let go of control issues. Do not try to control it. Okay. You deserve love because you are lovable. Stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance, chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction here, and this could be the one. So with wedding on the bottom. So again, this is something that can definitely become something very strong and abundant for you. But watch control issues. Remember, you are lovable. Stay present, stay optimistic, and there might be a situation where you might not want to go, but you should. So when that opportunity comes up and you're like, your old friends from, you know, an old work situation or old school buddies, like, hey, let's all get together. And you're like, I'm not really sure I want to get up in that mix. And, oh, but just did say there's going to be an opportunity. Okay. So, you know, just take that into consideration and don't be afraid to live a little. Get outside your comfort zone a little bit. So, yeah, I hope that helps. But all right, guys, it is almost 11 o'clock. Can't believe I went almost 3 hours. Okay, so with that being said, yeah. All right. So I am not going to do any free one card pulls tonight. I'm sorry. I'm exhausted. I've been low on energy anyway. I'm already starting to feel it physically. But I appreciate everyone showing up tonight. I thank y'all so, so much. I'm going to do the closing out prayer and we can make sure that all of our energies go back where they need to be. If anyone needs to go further in depth in their reading or would like a personal reading, you can get in touch with me at whispersofgrace1016@gmail.com. All of my information and services are below, guys. The mini reads you can get anytime, so don't be afraid to reach out for that. But there's a lot of other services that I offer to help in your healing process, whatever you may need. I am here for you. So thank you to everyone who has donated, supported my channel, being here tonight, and everything in between. I appreciate y'all. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't have this channel. And so I just want to thank everyone energetically, lovingly for showing up tonight. I thank you all so much for being so amazing, so open, and just sharing this energy with me tonight. I thank all of my guides, my angels, and my spirit team for showing up and showing up for my tribe tonight. Thank you for trusting me with these messages. And I ask that any energy that I have taken on that does not belong to me be sent back to the rightful center. And I now ask that all of my energy be brought back to me. Allow us to feel complete, whole, and transmuted of any negative energy that has been weighing us down, and allow us to rise with confidence, conviction, and clarity as the morning rises. Spirit, I love you so, so much. And I ask that the portals to the spirit realm be closed now. I thank you so much for coming through and helping support us and gaining the clarity and the knowledge that we needed tonight. Thank you for bathing us in your beautiful energy and allowing us to connect once again and actually making it through a whole session. Love you, Spirit. But I just thank you so much for all of your love, your wisdom, your support, your encouragement, and your faith and trust in me. Thank you for everything that you do and allowing us all to come together in a loving, special way that we deserve to experience together. So with that being said, Bless you all. I wish you all the best of luck and nothing but love and abundance to you all. I hope you all have a great night. Thank you for everything. Bye.